Some people chase the mainstream. Others crave what hides in shadows. Welcome to Indie Horror Junkie, the home of filmmakers, writers, artists, and fans who live for the strange, the bold, the unapologetically independent. From blood-soaked short films and underground features to creator spotlights, reviews, and horror you won't find anywhere else. No studio filters, no safe bets, just raw imagination and fearless storytelling. If you love horror that takes risks, horror that bleeds passion, horror made by creators who refuse to play it safe, then you're already one of us. Indie Horror Junkie. Feed your fear. Support the underground. Indie Horror Junkie, where independent horror lives and refuses to die.
Welcome to the Indie Horror Junkie Podcast, where nightmares meet the light, shadows entwine. Tonight we dive deep into the horror scene, with Rod and Ricky in the asylum, they me living the dream. Hear the howl of the night echo in your mind, where the rebels are fried, leaving no soul behind. Movers and shakers, we've got the scoop. Filmmakers and actors, they're part of our group. Indie horror lovers, gather all around, bringing the edge, where true tales are found. With every wound that bleeds, a story to tell. Join us, laugh, where the haunted begins.
Good evening, junkies. Rod and Ricky, how's it going?
It's going well, and you?
Doing good. We are 1 week out from MegaCon, you guys. All that mega fun you just saw. We're going to be having it again in just a few short days. But right now, we are going to have episode number 120 of the Indie Horror Junkie Podcast. So we have some really fun guests tonight. We have Greasy Boys. They're in the house along with one of the actors from The End. We're going to be talking all about this new independent horror feature film that is hitting platforms this Friday the 13th, brought to you by Terror Films. But first, we're going to get into some junkie news. So let's keep talking about MegaCon. The Indie Horror Junkie Film Fest is happening March 19th through the 22nd. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, go ahead and get your tickets. You want to be there. You want to hang out with the junkies, the filmmakers, network, watch some really amazing short films, feature films, and check everything out. MegaCon, 250,000 people, some incredible guests. We have our special screening starting Thursday night, House of Abraham, Friday night, Stream of Terror, Saturday, Devour, and Sunday, Clown Motel 3. And these are just additional screenings outside of our festival selections that are going to be playing day and night. We are there to hang out. We are there to party. We are there to run hour after hour all of your favorite indie horror films. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Show up, show out. If you're in the Central Florida area, just come hang out. Honestly, it's a good time every year, and we're up in the ante this year like we always do. So definitely want to be there for that. And we've been working on the magazines, you guys. We currently have issue number 22 of the magazine available right now. But what we are featuring here in a couple of days on Friday the 13th is our special Friday the 13th issue, along with our happy 3-year anniversary issue. So this is available for pre-orders right now at indiehorrorjunkie.com. If you get your pre-order in before the 13th, you get a free PDF of any issue of the magazine. But we are celebrating 3 years of Indie Horror Junkie. gone by fast. It's kind of crazy to talk about that it's been 3 years, but that's 3 years of podcasts, 3 years of magazines, and 3 years of our Indie Horror Junkie Film Festival. And speaking of film festival, you have your full program laid out in this issue. So if you're going to be at MegaCon, scoop up a copy. It has all the films, the synopsis, the schedule, the feature. So it's kind of a 2-in-1. We're celebrating 3 years. We're celebrating filmmakers. We're celebrating the film festival. So this is a really good issue to have. I think we're up to 44 pages, which is a little bit above our normal 40-page issue. So lots going on there. And if you would like to be in our magazine, hit us up at indiehorrorjunkie@gmail.com. And if you would like to promote your business or your services or anything that is indie horror related, we have sponsorship tiers that full page, half page, front page, back page. So just hit us up, get involved, support independent horror, and support Indie Horror Junkie because we're here to feed the need, you guys. Hey, Lewis. We want to give a shout out to Tarot Cards. Speaking of sponsors, we love our friends over at Tarot Cards. And you want to check them out at tarotcards.com. They have their free virtual horror film card app available on Google Play and App Store. It's another fun way outside of the Junkies to just stay involved and have some fun with trading cards with all things indie horror movies related. So check that out for sure. And I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to the end. They're here tonight, but they're already streaming on Prime Video. March 13th, they're going to be dropping on numerous other platforms. Thank you to Terror Films. So keep an eye out for that. If you haven't checked it out, we're going to show you the trailer here in just a minute, and along with some BTS and just talking all things indie horror and making the end. We also have The Clock now streaming, so make sure that you check that out as well. That's on Tubi, Amazon, Vudu, Plex, Chilling, FlixFling, Canal Plus, Roku, Screamify. Just keeps, going and going. And we're just having a lot of fun continuing to promote this film. It's got some of your indie horror favorites in there. So definitely check it out and support the Junkies as well on that. Reels of the Dead. We just finished filming Fear Good. What an amazing time we had, Rick, on this. We can't wait to show you what we've got going on for this and who's involved. And if you're a fan of The Sandman, you might be a fan of Fear Good because Brandon Yates is our guy for Fear Good. We are going to have the trailer for this for you at MegaCon Orlando for its premiere. May or may not get a sneak peek of it before then. We'll just have to keep you hanging on for that. But that is a part of the Reels of the Dead horror anthology that we are continuing to move forward with. So keep your eyes out for that as well. This will be our last podcast before the film festival. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks once we wrap tonight. We've got, film festival next week, taking a week off. Keep an eye on our socials and on our website for future podcast shows. But let's go ahead and check out the trailer for the end. And then we're going to bring on, we have Sloan Losch right now with us. Kevin's going to be on a little bit later. And we also have Connor Holden from the film as well.
All right, here we go.
What about Chris? You think he'll notice me?
Rochelle, you're a freaking beauty queen, okay? He'd either have to be blind or not have a brain to not notice you. Rochelle, look out! Oh my God, he's fucking running after us.
I think we just avoided a serial killer, am I right?
Fucking homeless guy was standing in the middle of the road and tried to pull Rochelle out of the car.
This is Mary Martinez, reporting live. Produce Channel 8. We're the first on scene here at the Value Inn from what seems to be a complete and absolute massacre.
Detective Kane? How many bodies? Excuse me?
What kind of sick son of a bitch does...
called him the Sandman.
Welcome to the show, you guys. We have Sloan, Losch, and Connor Holden from the Inn. What is going on? Thank you for joining the Junkies tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, everyone who watches this trailer loves it. Lance tonight is chiming in. This is a wild and fun flick. It is. And it's getting a lot of attention online so far. This just dropped a couple weeks ago on Prime. Like we mentioned in the news earlier, this is going to get a wide release on Friday the 13th. So congratulations to everybody. But we already have YouTubers and horror film reviewers talking about it on socials. So for those watching who don't know what the Inn is, without giving any spoilers away, describe what this film is and tell us all about it.
Well, I mean, the simplest way I think I could say is like it's Clerks meets Friday the 13th. The trailer might not show it, but there's a lot of humor in the film. And I think the best thing that the Inn has going for it is that it's a roller coaster ride of laughs and just kills that are spectacular. So it's a fun ride. It's a very, I mean, you put it on, it's a popcorn flick. You're supposed to watch it with friends. You're supposed to have a good time and laugh and be, wowed by the kills. So I think a lot of people are going to be pleasantly surprised with the end. You go from watching a film that's very, horror based, and it's a kind of a long film. This is one that, it's going to just be easy for you to digest and have a good time. But the biggest thing that, besides the kills is, like I said, the comedy, and the actors in this film are fantastic. I think that the Inn wouldn't be as strong of a film as it is if it wasn't for the performances that the cast put on, especially Brandon Yates as well as the Sandman.
There we go. And Connor, you're one of the actors in the film, and I had so much fun working with you on this set. So tell us a little bit about your character and what it was like filming this down here in Florida.
So when I first got the part, it was pitched to me, kind of like the character especially. He said, think Randall from Clerks. And I thought, okay, I won't do it like him because, then I'd be like, walking around like, hey, you mook, didn't want to do that. But it's like, I totally understood the kind of slacker, I don't want to be here kind of role, which I hadn't done yet. At this point, I had only done like 2 horror films. And so basically my character works in the office with someone else. And we were just the 2 slackers there. And honestly, any other night, like we wish we were dead, honestly. And then this night it actually happened. So it's really the film's about a lot of different people all around the Inn, and us are the ones who work there. And we meet Amy's character, and a whole bunch of shit happens.
I think all of the office scenes and then eventually the kill scenes that we got to be a part of together, there was a lot of energy on set, especially with you and the character Sam, Dan Wachowski. You guys fed off of each other so well, and you never worked with each other before. A lot of the actors that were on set are Central Florida actors and have worked together before, and that was a lot of fun. But you just kind of came in and your energy was off the charts and everything that you did. So you made it so fun and you made it so easy to feed off of. Sloan and Kevin and I always kind of, hey, Lewis, Amy was great as Danny. You have to bring her back for the sequel. I know. I have to like come back from the dead or something.
Spoiler alert.
But I don't know. I just think that everybody, I've said it before and I'll say it again. This was the funnest set I've ever been on. And that's thanks to you, Sloan and Kevin, and just allowing the actors to kind of have that fun creativity. But also actors like you, Connor, who came down and really just were so over prepared, which everyone is always grateful for on the creative side, is being able to work with actors who show up and they know their lines and they're able to play and have fun and get different takes. And you were all of that, and you bring so much comedy to the film. So you're, one of the big reasons to watch for sure. But you also did some other things for the film. You were the creative behind that opening scene with Greasy Boys. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So I was first cast in 2022, And then, the movie kind of got pushed for a bit. And so I kind of had a year to prepare. And so I was like, I went to the set totally ready. But during that year, I didn't know Kevin or Sloan, but I would talk to them here and there. And Sloan, I think it was Sloan who reached out to me. He saw that I had my own cartoon on YouTube called Ochre High, and which was, the animation is kind of South Parky. And he said, "Hey, we have this thing in the beginning, like we need a commercial. Would you want to do that?" And I was just like, "Hell yeah, I do." So I made the characters look like him and Kevin, and that was really fun to do. And I thought it was a good idea to have that commercial because one, it's your brand, Greasy Boys, but it also set the tone for the rest of the movie that it's going to be a little funny. It's going to be someone could get their head cut off at any second, and it's just chaos. And I really enjoyed doing that.
I think it's a great part of the film because it's the opening. It's the first opening shot. So you see it and you're like, wait, what the hell am I watching? Like, I thought this was a slasher film and here's a cartoon. So it already kind of just sets the tone and the audience says that they're going to be on a nice ride for that. But Sloan, you wore multiple hats: writer, director, producer, maid, cleaning up blood every night. How did you balance so many roles within still having to stay focused and having so much on your plate? I would even say that you were first AD because I remember you handing out call sheets and sending out papers and printing scripts. How did you manage to do all of that and still stay sane during the process?
It's just for the love of this film. I mean, I put a lot of my being into this film for the last 3-4 years. Even after we wrapped, the editor, color grade, a lot of it, it's out of necessity because it's an indie film. We did a lot of things that on a bigger budget, we would have more people to do. I would have another editor editing a film or a color grade, but money is tight in the indie films, and you have to learn. You have to be quick to be able to want to learn and quick to pick it up. And with this film, I think there is a lot of charm in it because there's a lot of mistakes that we made for this being our first film. And it just created this film that I feel like it's just got really great charm to it. And being on set, every day it was bouncing from something else, but having the small crew that we had and the cast that we had full trust in, I think you guys can attest to this. When you guys were on camera, we we're about to do a take, Kevin and I, we wanted you guys to improv. We wanted you to be the character, what you thought in that scene. And Connor did it many times with Lee Pitt as Sal and Dan as well. In those office scenes, that's some of the funniest stuff. And it's just the whole 1, 2, 3, taking the trash out thing. These two guys are just coming up with this on the spot. We have the script and we have the action. We know what we're going with, but the crew and the cast made it so simple just to be able to, we did have to bounce around, but we didn't have to really stress so much. There was really no stress when it came to filming it. Really all the stress came in the post-production. That was the most, and I lost my mind.
Who needs natural Foley? Nobody. Delete it.
I looked at this film so many times. I find mistakes. I constantly look at it, and you render, and you have to constantly keep rendering because something doesn't work. It's a lot. You take breaks from social media because you just need like a break from everything. You just you put all your time into this film. It becomes your life. But no, making the film, it's a love. It's put a lot of love into this film. Kevin and I both, and also with the cast and crew. When everybody was assembled to make this film, it was the right crew, the right cast for it to be made. We wouldn't have this film if it wasn't for that. It wouldn't be this kind of film.
Yeah, I'd agree with all that. And speaking of post-production, I got to give a shout out to Paul Wiley with Sensory Records. He did our incredible score for the end. You guys would know him because he did the score for the Terrifier films, for Stream, and a lot of other up-and-coming indie horror films. So if you guys aren't following Paul Wiley, follow him because he's really talented. He's super creative. He does some amazing stuff with the music and the atmosphere on this film. So we're super, super grateful for him and his contributions to the end. And if you got a horror film and you need a great score, hit him up. He's your guy. And he's so wonderful to work with too. So thank you, Paul Wiley, for that. That was kind of something that we was, not expecting to be able to add to the film, but the opportunity was there. And the fact that that kind of happened was just another way to elevate the film. And I think going into it, we never would have dreamed of like Paul Wiley did our score, but he did, and we love him for it. So, and I think pretty soon you're gonna be able to have access to some of that music on socials to use to tag in your posts and things like that. I know we'll be using the heck out of it as well. But we've got a ton of photos tonight. I say let's go ahead and show a few of them, and we can kind of randomly talk about a few of them here and there because there's so many to show, and kind of give the viewers a little bit more behind the scenes.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, that was fun times there. That was a long shoot at the pool.
Yeah, that's actor Dylan Entriago. That's when he first kind of really gets a glimpse of the Sandman before it all goes down.
Here's one of my favorite picks.
Yeah, thank you for coming out, Rick. That was fun. That was awesome getting to have you die.
Rick came on the best night because it was the last night of filming.
Exactly.
So
it was a big party.
For the martini shot and for the celebration afterwards. And that was just a really fun night.
Yeah. Kevin went to town out there. Good Lord.
So there's Rick choking on the remote.
Yep, exactly. I won't give it away, but yeah.
Two more incredible actors right here. We have Marjorie Joseph and DeAndre Noir.
And they were hilarious too with their interaction. They were fantastic together.
Yeah, we had them both in The Turning as well.
Oh, yes, you did. Yeah.
I'll let you talk about this one, Sloan.
Yeah, that's Anthony, the owner of the hotel, which he's a sweetheart.
Shout out to Anthony and Palm Court.
Yeah, Palm Court Motel. If you're ever in Dunedin, stay there. They're fantastic, and the hotel itself is fantastic. But yeah, he's a sweetheart. We were there for 10 days. We lived on set. We made a lot of noise. He had our back. He wanted us to get the film done. He was there from day one. Even when we first pitched this film, we went to the motel, and he was like the first one we really pitched the film to. And he was on board, and he's always, been great to us. So the film would not be possible if it wasn't for that man in the middle right there.
I don't know who this chick is. Get her off the screen.
Well, it's a good reaction to a great line that Dan gives you as well.
That's what I was going to ask, because it looks like she's reacting to either somebody or something.
Yeah, that's reacting to my amazing scene partner, Dan Wachowski, and everything crazy coming out of his mouth in that moment. So you guys will have to tune in and check that out because that's a funny, funny scene.
Beautiful lighting, too. Like, as you can see, the green right there, it's all really the hotel.
Yeah.
There's not too much we did.
And tell us about your inspiration for that kind of lighting and some of your favorite films that you wanted to catch that aesthetic.
So when I put together the pitch for it, the pitch deck, it was Creepshow and House of a Thousand Corpses was the lighting that we're going for. And Alan Daniels, who's on the very right-hand side next to you, Amy, he was fantastic. He shot the short film for us. We shot a short film at the Palm Court before we even did the feature. And he got it. We got the color, we got the lighting down, every kind of look we wanted for the film. He captured it. So yeah, that's what Creepshow for sure. We wanted that red. We wanted the green. We wanted the blue. There's a blue hallway at the Palm Court, and there's a red light that cuts it. I mean, it's just beautiful in the background. Here's something fun about this is that original kill, he gets skinned, but we originally were going to put his hand in a blender, and the Sandman was going to start the blender, and it was going to rip his skin off. And the pool setup that we were doing that day, where we had floating bodies, we had a bunch of extras and stuff. It took the whole night, and we had to get rid of that kill to do something a little bit quicker. And we still ripped his skin off, and Dylan was fantastic. He did a great job in that scene too. This is a great shot. It's iconic.
I think this captures the essence of these three characters, especially Connor and Sam in this moment, and then Danny right there just kind of getting thrown into it all. But another fun scene.
Yeah, it looks like two of you are scared witless, and the other guy's cheering it on.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, no, those office scenes were fantastic. They were awesome.
We have Kendall Kruger here, another phenomenal actress, and she's just hiding from Sandman after watching a brutal kill go down in her hotel room.
A little bit of Jack Stone there laying on the ground.
I was going to say, whose eye is that?
Yeah, I mean it's framed up great. Alan Daniels, he did an incredible job with the cinematography.
Yeah, there he is.
And it's beautiful with these red. It's a dark film, lighting wise, because we did have a lot of lighting, but we kept a lot of it being the hotel and just adding some of this red light in. But I like it. I like how you see little bits in between the scenes.
What I loved about Brandon Yates and this character is as soon as he was just dressed in wardrobe and ready to go, once you called action, he had taken, hold of these certain mannerisms. Mm-hmm. He really committed to who he believed this character was, down to like the flick of a hand. And I don't know. I love watching Brandon take on this character. I love the choices that he made. And I don't think anybody could have done the justice to this character like Brandon Yates did.
No, I think he's just the right man for the role. And that's one of those parts of the film that just fell right into place. We had another actor that did the short film, Rufus Baker, and he was amazing in the short film. And he was unavailable. And I believe it was you, Amy, that, told us about
I know
Brandon.
A big guy.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like big guys. There's a bunch of, but you're not joking. When he put the mask on, it was like, holy shit! This is the Sandman. And every time he was on camera, it was mesmerizing.
He's a great physical actor.
Mm-hmm. He is. Oh yeah.
Like over at Covered Bridge, everybody.
That unfortunately that restaurant's not there anymore. They got hit by the hurricane not too long ago, a couple years ago.
Well, they did rebuild, right? I think
they did rebuild.
But he doesn't own it. I think he just kind of rents it out. But yeah, that was unfortunate with the hurricane.
But that was Mike Russo. The thing about the Covered Bridge is it's literally attached to the apartment, or my bad, the motel at Palm Court. The gas station itself is even where we shot those scenes is just like a minute walk away. So it was like having another, family on set with us. We had the Covered Bridge family right there, and they were awesome. We walked in there, breakfast, and then we got pancake art, which was, I mean, if you look at it, it's awesome. He's
the
just
Sandman, Freddy French Fry, the logo. And they fed us well, and they were so loving. They treated us like family. Some of the most wonderful people. We were so lucky to be around them and for them to be so welcoming to us. They just really took good care of us, and it means a lot. And they still keep in touch. Mike and his family came to the premiere, and he's always super supportive. So we're so grateful to Palm Court and to Mike over at Covered Bridge.
Very cool.
Connor, how did it feel seeing Freddy French Fry as a pancake art? That's your creation right there.
Yeah. Oh, is that your creation?
That's from the commercial.
Oh, from the cartoon. Oh, okay. Very cool.
Who drew Freddy French Fry?
Oh, there we go. Connor?
Can you hear me?
You were garbly, but you're getting better.
Yeah, no, I didn't draw Freddy French Fry, but I did animate him.
Yeah, the animated version of him. Yeah, we got that from oh shoot, it's one of the people that we did a film with. I hit him up to do a quick drawing, but the animation of it, it was the commercial. Once you guys watch the film, you'll see this commercial at the very beginning, and it's awesome. It's hilarious.
And Mike, I just have to give him one more shout out. He was so sweet to us. We shot, like Sloan said, 10 days, but we had 1 or 2 days off in the middle, and he messaged us and wanted to know, what do you want for your pancake? And he personalized our pancakes on our day off. It was amazing.
That is so cool.
That was the first day we met too.
Yeah, you're right. It was. We have Lance Tefelsky here. He plays the drifter in the film. We love working with Lance, and he was incredible in this. He did such a good job with this role.
A quick little thing about this is that day, later on that night, we got into a car. We had to do this scene where the drifter's in the middle of the road. Well, I ended up having to be the one doing the driving of the car, and I'm supposed to drive and almost hit him. Well, in indie film, there's only really one way to do it, and it's like you almost hit him. And I was terrified. I mean, I was going like 5 miles per hour, and Alan, the cinematographer, because he was directing that scene. You know, you got to go faster. You got to like, come on, you got to almost like hit him. And I'm terrified. I really think I'm about to hit Lance, and that's it. I'm done. I'm never going to be making a film again. Like I just hit an actor, and I'm not joking. Lance stood there like a pro every single time. And if you could see me on the other side of the camera, I'm tense and just behind the wheel like the whole entire time, scared shitless I'm going to hit Lance. But it was awesome, you know, like that scene itself too. Lance, when he's on the hood and he looks up, he's so intimidating. You can see it in his eyes. He's such a talented actor with his face and just his presence.
Totally agree.
There they are.
Lee Pitt as Sal was just every time he was on set as Sal, it was hilarious.
I can just still see you and Kevin after that scene where he chases Marge out to the car and throws a shoe at her. You guys just laughing until you cry.
That whole thing was Kevin and I when we wrote it. Heather Harlow plays Marge, and she's a great indie horror actress.
She's great.
But we had an old lady. So the line that she says, "You could suck my ass." You know, we had this picture of this like 80-year-old maid saying it to Sal, and those two they improv'd as well. There's a throwing of a shoe. You can take this package. I mean, Lee Pitt was just awesome to see him go to work on set, because the improv that he came up with, and he really did become that guy that you would hate, like that sleazy hotel. I mean, he really hit it out of the park with this.
I love those scenes.
So Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, Joshua Vargas and Eric, you go ahead.
Well, and the funny thing about Eric, who is on the right-hand side, he's actually a real cop. And I feel bad because it's like he's been typecast. He keeps playing cops. But I love Eric Daniels.
He's so good at it.
Yeah, Eric Daniels, he's so good at it because, you know, he is a cop. But he's also such a great person to have on set. And him and we started as a crew on other films together. So my first film I ever did as a crew, on the crew, Eric was on there. And this is what a lot of the Inn does have this. A lot of us have worked together. We've done a lot of things together, and it is definitely like a family. And I love having him on set. Like I would always have Eric. Anything that I would do, I want Eric on there because he's just a joy to have.
That's really cool. Yeah, that should be a good one to talk about.
So this is pretty cool too, because seeing Kevin, I wish he was on here.
I know.
The spine, he made that. That's all. Nothing that you see here was like, you know, bought or anything like that. I remember walking into the creature shop and just seeing the spine on the table in clay. So it's so cool. I mean, just to see this stuff on camera when we actually are doing the killings and it actually coming together and looking awesome on camera. And these two just, you know, they were great for this whole kill scene and everything. I think it's really fun watching the film and having that whole spine scene, because I don't see too many indie films doing it on our budget and with 10 days, basically all the stuff that we've done.
Yeah, that spine looks great.
And there's Heather Harlow. This is the whole confrontation with Sal and Marge. Cool thing about this is another improv thing with Sal. Lee Pitt, he's a genius. He has a banana, and he wanted to eat the banana while Marge was talking. And I wanted to, as an editor, keep cutting back to him eating that banana and the sound effects added to it, just as Marge was going off of him, crying and stuff. The comedy is, I mean, it's such a fun film to watch. I mean, it's just, it takes you all over the place.
The actors in this film embodied a lot of physical comedy, which elevated everything coming out of their mouth, down to, you know, Fred's character. I don't know if we have a picture of him or not, but everybody is just so excellent because comedy is hard. Comedy is one of the hardest things to perform as an actor. Not everybody can do it. It's about timing. It's about quick, responses. You either have it or you don't. But this cast, they had it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our last picture is the
Sandman.
Tell me about the mask.
So Kevin, of course, came up with the mask, but when we talked about it, him and I, what we were looking for was Dr. Decker and the collector. There was one more aspect, but what we wanted to do, this film, it pays a lot of homage to horror films that have come out previously. Right. There's a lot of tropes in there. There's a lot of play on things. There's a lot of Easter eggs in there. And it's because we love horror films so much that we wanted to create something that a horror fan would watch and be like, not so much like I've seen that before, but man, it's nostalgia, I guess you could say. Like it makes you really feel like, that this is a film for horror films. Yeah. But the cool thing is, I saw this from a drawing on a piece of paper to the clay, him sculpting it out. And he did 2 different sculpts. The first one he did, he didn't like it so much, so he went with this. And the whole concept of it with the one eye exposed and the button eye, it's creepy, but it just has a lot of personality to the mask. There's a lot of personality in the Sandman's mask that you can try to understand. And the cool thing when people watch this film is that there's something else underneath the mask that you find out as well. And it's just there's a lot of things that we don't want to explain in the first film. Mm-hmm. We want you to just want more, and also want to kind of understand more lore of the Sandman. And I think the mask is cool because it's like right off the bat you want to know more about this guy.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
And Kevin would sketch that mask on anything. I remember I was actually over here digging in my little dust drawers to see if I could find it, because Kevin sent me a box that had the postcards in it for the crowdfunding that everybody had signed. And on the outside of the box that he shipped to my house, Kevin drew the Sandman. And I kept the box for the longest time. And it was just recently I was like, I can't just keep this box. So I cut the square that he drew, that he drew the Sandman and signed his name. So I was like, I'll just keep that, but I couldn't let it go because I was like, it's the Sandman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so much love went into this, especially with the two of you. You guys, you and Kevin worked on this for so long, and there was so much heart and so much passion in it. What do you think makes independent horror such a powerful space for filmmakers right now? Because you guys are essentially a big part of that.
Mm-hmm. I think it's the fact that you don't have to stress so much about, you can take a risk with indie horror. And I think that's awesome because you can really explore many different avenues when it comes to indie horror. There's different styles of horror. So you can have fun. You can take an idea that, you can't make certain kind of films in drama or action and stuff. Well, this one, if you want to make a film about, a guy that just goes to a hotel and kills people, that little concept, you can make a whole film about that. It's endless amount of possibilities when it comes to indie horror. You just have to have the right people with you to make it happen. And that's the only thing in indie horror. Anything you can create anything. And I've seen it. We've all seen it. There's a lot of films that are just out there. But it takes the right kind of crew and cast to make those things actually work for audiences. This film is very different because Connor, he did 2 animation scenes in there. And it's got a lot of comedy in it too as well. It's a method that I brought to this film called the Shrek method, which is the film it's an onion. It has lots of layers. So
it's got layers. It
has layers. And that's the thing that can separate you from other indie horror, no matter what the budget is. Even if it's like a $5 budget to a $100,000 budget, if you add value to your film by putting layers in there and just making it feel fuller, like more alive, that will translate no matter what the budget is. You just have to do more sometimes. And sometimes this film did shoot us in the ass. We did do a lot. We did a lot of kills. We did a little too much for the film, but it was awesome. You know, that's indie horror. We could go big on this for our first film.
I remember doing my scene. I mean, first off, when I got there, I remember just feeling the camaraderie and everything. You could tell when I was working with you and Kevin that you could just feel the love and appreciation of the craft, just you guys being on there. But even with my short scene, I remember we had fun with that. We had some funny lines and yelling at the people at the pool and so on. And it just felt like this is going to be that kind of movie, that it's not just going to be a gruesome slash or whatever it is, but it was going to have something with some heart and it's going to have some laughs. And to me, that's the total package.
Yeah. It touches on retro horror because that's when it was fun. A lot of things coming out now they just try too hard. And I'm not saying I'm a dumb guy, but I want to just have a good time and put something on. I don't want to have to Google why this happened in the film. What does the ending mean? It's just to have a good time, you know, and sit back and forget about what's going on in the world.
Yeah, popcorn fun. Yeah,
popcorn flick. Yeah, so that's definitely indie horror. That's why I love it. That's why I'm there. Even if you need me to hold a boom, I'll be a sound guy. I don't care. I'll be on set.
I'm gonna call you because we need some crew for an upcoming project.
Well, there you go. You know, I'm always down to clown and be on the indie. You know, whatever it takes to get something done. I'll do it. I've done it for our film, and that's all of us. All four of us here have done it. Connor with busting out the animation, but also this guy will surprise the hell out of you and make a trailer for your film out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's better than the trailer that you put together. And it's like, damn, man. He's a very talented guy right here. And that's all of them. Even our script supervisor, you're welcome. Our script supervisor, Brian. This guy, he's a graphic designer, and out of nowhere, he's made some amazing posters for the film. And it's a love for the film itself because we did bond over this. It was a film that I didn't even think was going to be made because we hit so many roadblocks with it. Yeah. And that's indie horror where, we came together and we got it done, and we all bonded over those 10 days. Yeah.
And shout out to Brian Evans. He was a script supervisor. I think Kevin met him at a Hot Topic randomly, but he happened to be a script supervisor and the unneeded one. And he was so kind and generous. And at the premiere for the Inn in Tampa, he created all of these postcards and posters and stickers and made packages of this swag to give out to the cast just from his own talent and time and resources. And I was so impressed with his artwork that Rick and I were like, wow, this is really something. We should promote him. So he ended up doing the cover that you just saw. If we can pull that up again, Brian C. Evans, who I met on the Inn, who was our script supervisor, ended up doing our 3-year Indieversary cover. And he was so wonderful to work with, because I knew kind of what I wanted, and he just took my idea, and it was almost like he was in my head. Super collaborative, very easy to work with as far as taking feedback and doing edits and just getting everything perfect. And he just nailed it. So thank you, Brian, for that. And you can read about him in issue number 23 that you're going to buy of the Indie Horror Junkie magazine that drops this Friday the 13th. But going back to Rick's scene and just talking about, what you have to do with independent films to make it happen. You guys shot that in my bedroom that I was living in for 10 days. And in that room, we used different rooms for different scenes. And so I remember everybody setting up. We moved the couch out of the way and set up the 6-foot tables and moved the coffee pot over. So that was shot in my bedroom. What else was filmed in there? My kill scene was filmed where I slept. Rick's scene was filmed where I slept. I know there were other rooms that we had to use to get those bedroom scenes in, but we just used, what we had, but it worked. Yeah. And we had to make one hotel look like 2 hotels, which I don't know how it's, successful it was, but that's just, getting it done. We lost out on another hotel, and it's either make this film or not make this film. So you got to do what you got to do to get it done. And yeah, we did. We utilized every bit of that hotel, even the alley scenes. The alley scenes were shot right behind the hotel. The trash can scene, the dumpster,
that was right by the hotel. I mean, everything besides the gas station, but that was a minute walk away, was done all literally at we were right there at the hotel the whole entire time.
Now,
Connor, what was some of your favorite moments? Because you had a lot of great scenes and a lot of great comedy and physical comedy. And one of my favorite things that you did was when you slipped and fell on the what is it, liquid death can, who was one of our
Yeah, I
What
think
was
that might
your
have been
favorite?
my favorite scene because in the script it was my character's well, I won't say what happens completely. I don't want to spoil it, but in the script I'm running and I slip on some blood from earlier, but I knew we were Liquid Death was a sponsor and we could show it, so I said, oh, well, what if like I'm drinking it and I drop it? You know, I'm littering. You know, I think I should trip on that can because you should not litter. And I think it'd be, you know, it to his, you know, it leads to his demise. And the irony that it's liquid death, I think, is funny. And I enjoyed running around with you guys. It was. That was the best part. Like I love doing any scenes with you guys was fun. And some of the improv, like the rocks paper scissors. Dan came up with that. That was him, and it was yeah. I gelled with him. I felt like when I met you guys, I felt like I already knew all of you. Like just it worked so well.
That's just how it was. What was some of your favorite moments that you can recall from some of the scenes that we shot?
Oh my God, I loved it's honestly the line in this movie I really got to a lot of times I play just obnoxious douchebags and I kind of am one to an extent, but in this one it's more I was trying my character is trying to be cool all the time, but then when something like this chaos is happening, you see he's really a little bitch. But the one line that made me laugh the most and is what got me I understood the character is when I'm running in there and I'm freaking out, and your character, Amy, is like, you know, tell me what happened. And before I tell you, I just say, you know, I'm Brian, by the way. And for me, that was it. That helped me go through it all. And yeah, just all the back and forth, just being stuck there, getting to scream and yell and cry. It was all fun.
Have you ever done a role like this before?
At that time, I had only done two different other roles, and they were stoner douchebags. But this one, like giving me the whole like, you know, it's kind of like Randall. Like it definitely opened me up to a new world because a lot of my characters, even if they're just douchebags, I still look for motivation. Like you know, with one movie it was, oh, I want to party. Another movie it was, I want to drink. With this movie it was, I want to go home. And that was something I hadn't done yet, and it really was awesome at MegaCon last year. Someone in the audience said this felt like if Clerks and Friday the 13th had a love child, and for me and for all of us, I know we all just like lit up, like oh my God, mission accomplished.
The best compliment ever.
It was.
I remember when we shot my scene, if I remember correctly, you guys had some Easter eggs and stuff on the wall.
Yeah.
So how important was it for you to try and plant different Easter eggs? Because obviously you're a huge horror fan, and with so many movies, how important was it for you to do that and incorporate some of that into the film?
Oh, it's sprinkled throughout the whole entire film. I mean, to be honest, we put it just about in every scene. There's just gems everywhere. And there's even stuff from our like own personal experience with the film and the roadblocks that we went through and stuff that we put in there, as well as like little nods as like, you know, maybe like a little FU to, you know, certain roadblocks and stuff that we hit. That was our therapy. That was our way to get past it, you know. But no, yeah, it even like you said, there's little post-it notes on the wall. Right. And the cool thing is too, we also let the cast and crew that was
added
there.
To it.
Exactly. You all added to it. Somebody put somebody's phone number on there. I can't remember what it was. But it was that, and you know what? That was like that for the whole film. It was like a collective. Yeah, like whatever you guys want to do, like let's all put like our little stamp on there. Let's just have fun. So we didn't have a picture of it, but Chew Lad is a character in the film at the gas station, and it's played by Fred. And he made that his own character, and there's little things that he did in the gas station that are just little, and we put little Easter eggs in there, but he had fun with it. And I mean, honestly, that was every single person on this film. They gave their own little touches to everything. It's a little bit of them in the film.
True Lad himself is a reason for you guys to watch the film. So we didn't show him on purpose because he's our own special little Easter egg, and
Yeah.
you're not going to want to miss his performance. So just one more reason to check the film out. I know when we were filming Danny's scenes in the bedroom and she took the computer out and was typing to the attorney, we put a Romero Law there.
Yep.
So little things like that. That was a lot of fun. So, you know, with all this being said, with the end, the love that you guys have for it and everything you poured into it, what's next? Are you guys working on, you know, the end? Everybody wants to see more of the Sandman. That's what we're hearing online from all of these, you know, reviewers. Like, it's a motherfucking Sandman, you guys. Like, they're going nuts about him. So you definitely have created something with this character, and you could go anywhere with the story. So are we going to see more of the Sandman?
Yeah, the cool thing is that when Kevin and I came up with this film, we were actually on a mountain for like 22 days doing another film. So we had time, and we actually really did. We came up with like a full film with multiple films with the Sandman. And over time, after we actually got the film done, I remember we were in a parking lot of Michael's, the little craft store, because we were getting something. It is actually when we were still filming the film, we were getting something for the film to have to use that day, and we had to waste some time. And we literally we got the second film. You know, we thought of the whole plot where we could go. We tightened it up basically right there, and that's evolved. And we keep having conversations and we talk, so we know where we want to go with it. We just want to make sure, you know, if we're going to do a second one, we do it proper. We give it the love that it needs to have. You know, there is no rush for it, as long as we can, you know, make the film that we really want to make for this character. That's where we want to go. We do have other things. The Greasy Boys, we've have other projects that we've been tinkering with and want to do, but this film has taken up 4 years of our time. So I don't know what we're going to do. We might do another film first, because we have those ideas and they've been there for a while baking. Or we might go right into, you know, trying to take the motion for this film, for the second film. But either way, I would love to have everyone back. You know, whatever we do, I would love to have the in crew for it and the cast. It just feels right to do something else with that group.
I mean, you can't go wrong with those actors. I know I personally want to work with a lot of you guys again as well. So, like I said, the most fun I've ever had on set. I don't know. I just feel like that it could really go in any direction. So whatever it is that you decide to do, it's going to be phenomenal. Just film down here in Florida. We got to get you back down here, Sloan.
Yeah, I don't think we would film in Indiana. There's not much here to do for sure. But that's the thing. The cool thing about the end is that there's a lot of lore to explore, and it could go in any kind of direction because we didn't over explain anything. We're not set. Yeah. We're not set by a boundary of what we can do. We can go anywhere with it, and that's fun. That's really fun for being a creative.
Before you hop off, there's a couple. Well, I want to talk business for a second because we have a lot of different people who watch the show, and we like to kind of get into the nitty gritty of things. You guys went with Terror Films as your distribution company. How did you decide between getting a distributor versus self-distributing, and how has that worked out for you so far?
Well, we thought if we put this much of our life into this film, we should explore distribution for it just to see where it goes. Because that was something that we did a lot of studying on to try to figure out what was best for us if we do it our route or if we go with distribution. And I think that we got to a point where let's just try to see if we can get this film picked up, because we put so much of our time in it and our lives. Let's just see where it goes. And we put it out there and we got hit on it. But what really set the reason to go with Terror Films is because we talked to Joe, who's the head of Terror Films. Joe, and you guys, he's been in the magazine. Terror Films their films are fantastic, and I saw how well they put their films out there. But we spent like an hour, Kevin and I, talking to him, and we were just talking about like full moon features. We were talking about Puppet Master. And it was like, this guy he's a horror fan. He's also created, Hell House, So he knows the business. He is us. This is our guy. So that's what made us really want to go with Terror Films, because we thought that, they really relate to what our film is. And they would understand it and put it where it needs to be. And I'm not lying, they've done a fantastic job. I love where the film's gone with distribution with them. And it's just about to, hit the streaming. And I can speak for Kevin and I both, we're extremely happy with where the film's going right now.
Well, before we move on to any other question, I do want to ask you about Terror Films, because I chatted with him at length when I was looking for distribution for The Clock. And you're right, Joe is great, knowledgeable, true horror fan. But one of the things that I know that Terror Films, my understanding is they don't do anything when it comes to physical media. They handle just streaming and stuff like that. Do you have plans to do anything as far as a DVD or a Blu-ray, anything like that?
Yeah. So, and that was another reason why we went with them, is because they just really handle streaming, because Kevin and I, part of the Greasy Boys lore is that, we're greasy, we hustle. And the idea the idea of us being out there at cons and being able to interact with horror fans and have them buy a Blu-ray was more enticing than just having someone take care of that themselves and put it out there. So yes, we're going to have a Blu-ray, and we're going to go to the cons. We're going to be there with the people. We want to hear what they have to say about the film. We want to see them, actually be interested in the film and want to take it home with them. So that's why, yeah.
Commentary, Sloan.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I want audio commentary explaining all those Easter eggs.
Yeah, well, if we had more time, I did have a great idea. I really want to do a mystery science theater for this film, because I want to have that just sitting down in front of the film and just riffing on it as well, because I don't take the film so seriously. It's fun. It's, I had my nephews watch it, and they're like in 10, 12, and they're laughing at the film. They're saying jokes and stuff like that. And that's fun. I love that. I want that. So that's something I really want to do for the special edition. But we want to get out there with the horror fans at the cons. We want to get greasy. We want to all get greasy together. Yeah. And we want to sell our damn Blu-ray. Just come buy it. But yeah, it's just to have a good time. Yeah, we're going to get the Blu-ray out there.
Good deal.
I love that. And for everybody who wants to keep up with Connor, Sloan, in the end, where can we find you guys? Connor, you go ahead and go first. Where can we find you online? Instagram. Let's plug your YouTube channel.
Connor?
Oh, me first? I'm on Instagram. Sorry, you froze for a second. My Instagram is Connor is Holden.
And let's plug your YouTube show that you have as well.
Oh yeah. So I have season 2 of my animated series Ochre High coming on YouTube.
I'm ready to lend my voice to that for you, Connor.
Yes, I need all I can get. Yeah, this 420 is season 2, and I have another show that I made that is gonna be. I'm trying to learn how to distribute it. It's called Rizzer, and so yeah, I've been doing that, and I just did a music video with Paul Wiley.
Oh, I love that. Isn't he great? He's so much fun to work with.
For the movie Art of Killing, it's I made a cartoon music video for the song in the movie, and I got to talk to him while I was making it, and I mentioned the inn, and he said to me, I screenshotted it, I was so happy. He said, "That's why you look so familiar. You're from the inn," and that just meant so much to me. That really did, because no one's ever really said that to me about anything, and to hear it from him was really cool, because he has to probably watch these movies more than anyone if you're doing the score and everything. So yeah, just my animations. Anything I do, I talk on my Facebook. You can find me, Connor Holden, or just Connor is Holden on Instagram.
Paul mentioned to me as well how much he loved your performance, Connor. So definitely just one more reason, you guys, to go out there on Prime tonight and watch the end. But it's also going to be hitting other streaming platforms, Sloan. I know we have a list of them off the top of your head. Where can they find it on Friday the 13th?
Well, the one that, it's streaming and going live is Kings of Horror. And the cool thing about that is there's going to be a Q&A right after the film is done. And you will see Amy, Kevin, and myself with Count Drahoon. And that was a goofy time. So if you are going to watch it, on Friday. Go to Kings of Horror, watch it live, and watch that Q&A. It's a good time.
I think it's at 8:50 at night, 7:50 or 8:50.
I believe so. I think it starts at 8:50. I could be wrong because I think that he was even questioning it. So
just head over to Kings of Horror and they're going to tell you all about it because they did make a post. I saw that today.
That's right. They did make a post. Go check them out on Instagram, Kings of Horror, on YouTube as well. You could also check out In Horror Film or myself, Sloan is Dead, on Instagram, and you're going to see any kind of updates from there as well.
We missed having Kevin on tonight, but that just means that we'll have to have another podcast and have you guys back on because we know that you're not done making indie horror films. So to be continued, but thank you both so much for coming on. Everyone is super excited about the end. Everybody here on the screen is really grateful to be a part of such a wonderful film community here in Central Florida where we can just get together and have fun and live in a motel for 10 days and make a slasher. So what more could you ask for? Living the dream, and good things are happening. Big things are happening. So make sure you guys check it out right now, The End, on Amazon Prime, and look for it on Kings of Horror and numerous other platforms that will be dropping this Friday, the 13th. Thank you guys so much again. We're going to kick you back to the green room and give you a proper goodbye. So don't go anywhere just yet.
All right. We'll see you in a few seconds.
It's going to be a fun Friday the 13th. We've got the magazine coming out, 3-year anniversary special Friday the 13th issue. We're shipping out magazines on Friday, and now we have more places where we can watch The End. So definitely a lot to be grateful for here in Indie Horror Junkie world. And again, we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks after MegaCon. Stay tuned on our socials at Indie Horror Junkie and IndieHorrorJunkie.com for the next podcast episode. But until then, we'll see you guys at MegaCon Orlando, March 19th through the 22nd. So get there.
Be there. All right. Good night, everybody.
Junkies, thanks for watching.